minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
I'm Jen Page.
And I'm John Curtis. And we're two nerds
in a
garage.
So I'm very excited because we have a producer of the show today, and I'm hoping that she does this every week for us. The one and only Harleen Delirious is here, but she said she won't go on camera because she's straight out of bed.
She has the power to switch over. Oh, did you hear that?
But I want to make a comment because we have a producer. So John's like, oh, then I don't have to do anything because he didn't hit the button. The one job he has is one job.
Go ahead, Jason. Let's hear it. Hi, nerds.
He didn't hit the button.
What's up? Happy New Year.
But I'm just excited because we finally are getting closer to having a smooth show.
Yes.
Now that we have Harleen here.
It's going to happen.
Good morning. Hi, Terry, Summer, Justine, Brian, and Jason. Thank you guys for joining us, being here and being ready.
Summer, Terry, Brian McKee. I have an announcement of the New Year. I actually unplugged from the Matrix.
You did?
I did. So you'll see.
You sure did.
Yeah.
Are things better now?
No.
Let's plug back in.
So, compliments of Celtic Storm Design. You too could have one of these. Just go to their websites.
But also, we're going to be giving them away in our prize packages throughout the year as Matrix 4 gets closer.
Mm-hmm. You too can unplug.
They're pretty cool.
I know.
And you just stuck it on with tape.
I know. Anyone out there homegrown Zion? Let's see. Show of hands.
Hey, Kate, welcome. Happy New Year to everybody and our nerds around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Hello.
In today's episode, we are going to give you the show you must binge if you haven't.
Ooh.
We're going to have a nerd text game to find your future for 2021.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about our audiences killing filmmakers' creativity. Right. And there is going to be huge nerd news at the end of the show, so you want to stick around. And really quick, we have a new mailing list that is going to be able to keep you guys updated on if we're going to be anywhere around town, if we're going to do a show anywhere else live. We're only going to email big news, and we'd love you to sign up. Just go to 2nerdsshow.com. 2nerdsshow.com, and that will get you to the mailing list. And it's super quick. You can do it right now. We'll wait.
Waiting.
Wait,
hold on.
That's more like it's crickets because they're not going to go and they're waiting for us.
That's right.
Thanks, babe. I actually had something that I saw the other day on Facebook, and I wanted to ask you this, and I guess I'll ask our audience too. So, if you're cursed with the job of the lead character on the last TV show you watched, what's your new job?
Cursed with the job of the last TV show I just watched.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What did I watch last? Well, I watched Simpsons last, so I guess I am working at an electric plant, nuclear plant. That's a horrible job. I don't want it.
My last, I guess I watched The Boys Season 2, Episode 1, so I'm hunting superheroes.
Your job's way cooler.
Yeah.
But at least I can just sit around and get fat and eat donuts, so you got to work hard.
What are your jobs out there? What's the last TV show you watched?
To know. Hi, Levi. Thank you for joining us.
Brian McKee has given us an update. Those Matrix things are not available on his website.
They're made specifically for our show.
However, you can get this on his website.
No, because that was made specifically for you.
Yeah, but you can get the Steins. Celtic Storm Design. Delicious.
Jason Smith says, I'd be a car dealer owner slash karate sensei. Ooh, teaser to what we're going to talk about. A little bit.
That's a good job.
Brian McKee, Game of Thrones.
What?
What is your job? Which?
Hunting White Walkers.
I don't want that job either.
No, I want that job. Yes.
Justine says Wheel of Fortune, so I'm a game show host. Dude, they make really good money and work hardly any hours.
I know.
I highly recommend.
Yeah. Spin the wheel.
You should be a game show host, babe. You'd be a good game show host. Would you not? He would be, right? I think he would be.
Hey, everybody, spin the wheel, win $1 million.
Harleen says she watched Ugly Betty. So her job is working at, that's actually fits Harley. She's working at a fashion magazine.
Hey, there you go.
That seems right. Good morning, Dave. Thanks for joining us.
Mr. Fact Checker.
He watched Marvel Legends Vision on Disney Plus. So he's an Avenger.
Wait. Vision is
Marvel Legends is a show that's like these little clips from different things.
WandaVision is not okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But he says, guess he's an Avenger.
He is pretty cool job.
Well, we already knew that anyway.
Yep.
Terry says she would be a TV talk show host. Would you actually? You are a TV talk show host. So, are you watching your show only? Little conceited Terry. She's also a great TV talk show host. She's one of the sweetest, most vibrant people I've ever met. Summer watched RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yes!
So are you a judge or are you a drag queen?
Or are you dressing like a man? Because it's reverse.
Summer, I could totally
drag.
see Summer
It's reverse
being.
drag.
Do they have judges on that show?
Yes.
Because I could see Summer being a judge on Harleen's nodding her head in agreement. Summer would be a great judge on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Oh my God.
Terry said she watched Ted Lasso for the 100th time. I guess that could be a.
Ted Lasso was so good, right?
So is she?
She's a soccer coach.
She's a coach.
Yes, or owner of the team. I don't know which role you want. That is a good show.
What did you guys do over your
holiday break?
Your holiday
your
break.
Christmas,
What'd
your
you
New
do?
Year.
We watched Wonder Woman.
Wait, before we talk about that, I want to get into something like that addendum. With you guys all remember the Mandalorian season finale. We talked about it ad nauseum last show. So the people on the internets were talking, should Daniel Radcliffe come back as Harry Potter as an adult, as an Auror fighting dark magic?
I'm going to not talk about this now, and here's why. Next week's show, but I didn't tell you this, but I already have it written down. Next week's show is all about since we love Cobra Kai so much, which series need to now be made. So can you hold that thought and we'll dive into it next week.
Done.
Okay. But anyway, Wonder Woman.
Yes. 1984.
The internet is split. Most people don't like it and have issues with it. I liked it. I thought it served its purpose. It's fun.
You're never going to capture the magic of an origin story.
Never.
And this, I think, just drew on what we loved about the first one. Her, specifically, Gal Gadot. Is that how you pronounce it?
It is how you pronounce it.
Being wonderful again. See what I did there?
I think a lot of people had issues with, they thought that Kristen Wiig's character was like kind of cliche and seen before. They didn't like that it was kind of quote unquote rapey, but let's face it, for years there's been body takeover stories where the woman.
How is it rapey?
Because Steve comes into the body of the other guy and then they have relations. I know. I think people are stretching it. I mean, it's a movie, guys. It's a movie. We can't cancel everything on the planet. We still have to tell stories. Dave Hoffman says, fun 100%. And that's all it's supposed to be.
Yeah. In the absence of movie theaters right now, I need a good popcorn movie. I forgot the popcorn pillow.
Harleen, can you run and grab the popcorn pillow from the top of the fridge? She's already about to quit being our producer. She's like, I didn't realize there was walking involved.
Oh, there's a big eye roll there. I wish you could have seen it. We needed a camera to turn there.
I just don't get why people complain about it.
Well, they wanted something at the level of the first Wonder Woman. You can't do it.
Yeah. I think it was at the level as far as like acting,
production value.
Yeah, it's all there. Directing, it's all there. It's just the story. You're right. Like even like that time period and her going across no man's land in the first one.
Yeah.
What are you going to do in the second one that's the same?
Thank you.
You guys remember the popcorn pillow,
Remember the
right?
popcorn pillow? This was full.
When we saw Elf in December and I said, you're not getting fresh popcorn. Do you finish this? He's almost there.
So in lieu of a good popcorn movie that you can see in the theater, we went on the cuddle couch and saw it ourselves.
Justine, oh my God, you still have the popcorn pillow.
Almost done. Gone. Popcorn. You know the Cookie Monster? I'm the monster for popcorn. The popcorn monster.
The other movie that we saw over the break was Pixar's Soul.
Freaking loved it. You weren't so hot on it.
I was just really tired. Well, okay.
Thank you.
I don't want to, I was really tired and I was kind of falling asleep, but I liked it enough that I was forcing myself to stay awake. So I would say I did like it.
Mm-hmm.
I love Tina Fey, but I just kind of had a problem with her voice in particular being the other character.
Really?
I get that it was all for one joke to be like, why do you sound like a middle-aged white lady? But I think it could have been any other, like we could have put somebody else in that role.
I thought she did a good job.
I'm not saying she did. I just think it's like, why are we going to put, why does the white lady have to be?
Tina Fey.
I don't want to blow us up. If you haven't seen Pixar's Soul yet, I'm trying to like speak in code right now.
I know.
So
I want to spoil who played the main character because I didn't know throughout the whole
Nerd
movie.
Malia's here and she says, Soul is perfect with multiple exclamation points.
Thank you. Everyone out there, did you know who played? I won't spoil it, but maybe the comments will spoil it. The lead character of Soul had no idea it was him. And wow.
I know you told me and I remember now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm still impressed.
Still can't wrap my head around that. Anyway, watch it.
Terry says, I loved Soul.
There we go. Lots of Soul lovers.
Yeah. I mean, it has so much heart. And I had some people were like, oh, it's not as fun as
the other Pixar movies.
Inside Out. And I'm like, but it's a different movie. It's like, yeah, it's the same.
Completely different.
It's the same idea in some way, like what's happening inside of you, kind of. But one is sort of your brain control and one is your soul.
Yeah. But I just love how he made you love everyday life. To see the beauty in everyday life. It's not, you don't have to be the star to be successful. You know, I don't know.
All right.
Beautiful.
Moving on. Okay, recommended binge show of the week. I think you will agree with me.
Cobra Kai!
Cobra Kai.
Oh!
If you haven't seen the first 2 seasons, go watch them first. The 3rd season is so fun still. Like they've kept the charm, they've kept the heart, they've raised the stakes.
Everything got better, and I didn't think that could happen.
There's an entire one take fight where the camera doesn't cut for a very long time. They must have rehearsed that forever.
Yeah.
I know we've done one takes that are simpler, like where you just follow an actor walking and it's hard.
Right.
They're doing a whole fight choreography where you're moving to a different person fighting. It's really well done.
Can we talk about Ralph Macchio and William Zabka? Mm-hmm. Those dudes are in their 60s. Mm-hmm. Watching the whole thing, I'm thinking, wow, these guys in their 40s. Not doing the math in my head from the 80s.
Even if they're in their 40s, I'm still like tired.
Really doing a good job. And then at one point during the 3rd season, I turned to her and I'm like, well, Ralph Macchio's fight scene wasn't as good as William Zabka's in that one. And then I retroactively went back and said, holy crap, they're in their 60s and they're still pulling off stuff like that. Jump kicks. Oh my God, I need to go work out. And not eat the popcorn that I plan to eat after the show.
He basically says that after we were watching Madam Secretary and one of the guys had his shirt off and he just stopped. He just turned and he's like, I got to go work out.
Every time.
We're never going to be hot 20-year-olds ever again. 1, we're 40s. 2, we really like food too much.
Yep. Oh, that's a good producer.
I still like to eat.
Yeah.
Too much. We should actually have her on mic just for her little side comments.
Yep.
Or maybe that's too much power.
That's a lot of power.
Which brings me to our nerd couple tip of the week.
It's a good tip.
Yo, we gon' drop some info. Here is our nerd couple tip of the week.
Okay.
Doesn't get old.
So if you're like us and you spend most of your time gaming,
being productive,
gaming, or maybe you live with somebody that you work with all the time. I don't know if Kate's still around, but Kate works with her husband and they're always working. So nerds, we highly recommend creating a cuddle area. Harley's gonna throw up right now. She hates when we talk about cutesy things.
Nothing indecent happens on the cuddle
No,
couch.
the cuddle couch meeting, we made a cuddle area. So we have a cuddle couch. It's like a big couch where you can stretch out and cuddle. And we have a TV there. And it's specifically like, we're going to binge watch our show or watch our show, and put the phones away and spend time with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you have a cuddle hammock, because we also have a cuddle hammock. Or maybe you have a cuddle meditation room. I don't know.
Yeah. Just a whole room for cuddling.
The point is finding that time and that space.
Yeah.
Especially if you're gamers, because we spend a lot of time just
on
like
the gaming
yelling
couch.
at each other.
The gaming couch, it's conducive for yelling, not conducive for cuddling.
Yeah.
So the gaming couch, there's a separator in the middle.
Yeah, you can't
We
even
used to watch
cuddle at
TV
all.
on there, but now we've created the cuddle nook. Tell you what.
It's in the living room.
Services
Anybody could use
all
it.
cuddle needs.
We tried to make it a family cuddle, but Harleen was like, no, gross.
Yes. My sister had a comment. John wasn't ever a hot 20-year-old. I think that is hilarious.
And Jason says, I'm with Maria and Harley on this one.
That I am not a... Wait. Huh?
Really quick, Jason says about Cobra Kai, I love the line where Daniel said he was the same age as Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah. Wow.
That's crazy to think about.
It really
Times
is.
are so different.
That show is so good. It's just nostalgic, but the drama is great and the action's great and the forces of good and evil, but the evil is not just black and white.
We already left Cobra Kai. Moving on.
Dang.
Malia
Moving
on the
on.
cuddle couch, family cuddle couch. Malia says, count me in.
Hey, cuddle party,
Cuddle party.
cuddle puddle.
Summer says, we all need time away from everyone but us. No phone during dinner, just us. I like that rule. That's great. Maria, first world problems that they have cuddle couches and gaming couches. Fancy. Look, we acknowledge our first world problems, okay?
Not everybody can have
a new TV now.
Not everybody can have a slide into their pool.
Maria, you have a slide into your pool.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Fancy.
On Cobra Kai, though, Dave says he binged season 3 in one night.
Couldn't stop. Exactly.
I made us stop.
She did.
I was like, we're going to at least take 2 days to watch
We
this.
took 2 days against my...
I tried to get us to 3, but we both were like, no, keep going.
No, it was too good. So can I talk about Cobra Kai again?
No, we're just moving
All
on.
right. Moving on.
Because you supposedly have something funny.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's time for the stupid nerd joke of the day.
Okay, you ready for it?
I'm never ready for this.
Okay. What's the difference between Boba Fett and a time machine operated by Marty McFly? One's a Mandalorian and the other's a Mand-DeLorean.
Ba-dum-bump. Don't we have a ba-dum bump? No.
No,
Yeah.
nerd alert.
Yeah. Both of those. Oh my God.
Oh, God. That's just glorious. A lot of...
I'm just going to wait for Jason to tell us we have to cancel this segment.
Bring it.
But Maria says, bah, ha, ha, I love it. LOL.
It's that Curtis stupid humor gene.
Very bad. Very bad.
/ Barton now.
All right, get out your phones.
Phones.
It's time for the
predictive
turn.
text game.
I love these.
We need
Our
a.
audiences were so funny. Last
they're
time
so
that I
good.
was like crying tears because they were so funny.
We need an intro for that.
Well,
Predictive text game. That's not it. Don't worry.
we'll make something.
Before all the comments flood in, no, John. I understand that will never be used.
Summer says, my dad would have loved your joke, John.
Thank you.
And Jason says, I almost booed before the joke and I would have been right.
Hey.
And I'm not sure what Justine has, like laughing, sweating. Maybe she's not sure she should be laughing at because it's so bad.
No, she's laughing so hard she's sweating.
Sure. All right, here it is. Ready?
Okay.
Predictive text, middle button.
Middle button. Okay.
2020 is the year for.
2021.
I'm
or
sorry, 2021 is
Okay.
the year for.
2021 is the year for.
Okay, 2021 is the year for. What are you guys coming up with? I'll read mine first. It's a little weird and dumb, but here we go. 2021 is the year for the best and most important thing to do is to make a card with your own personal life, and your life is a very important thing.
Wow. That was
Confucius
incredibly
say.
specific.
2021 is the year for the best and most important thing to do is to make a card with your own personal life.
Wow.
And your life is a very important
I
thing.
feel like you just did a predictive text that you're actually going to do now.
So what do I do?
Are you going to make a card?
A card that I keep track of my own personal life?
I think so.
Isn't that called a journal or a diary?
It is. But a card that you could send to yourself.
Summer.
Hey, that'd be a good idea.
Summer, I love that she's joining us now. 2021 is the format that is so sweet to you. Are you? She sounds like Yoda a little bit. Read that like Yoda.
Bit.
2021 is the format that is so sweet to you, are you?
Maria, 2021 is the year for the late season to be part of the season.
Also,
drunk?
Yeah. Hey, where's Cooper?
I know. McKee, 2021 is the new year in which we have a good time.
Wow.
That's a great one.
That is the best one so far. Mine, you ready for this? 2021 is the year for the baby.
No.
And the baby.
That's too many babies. You just simmer down.
Yeah.
Simmer down.
No popcorn after this show.
Hoffman, 2021 is the year for a new one of the rings and a dollop that I can use for my first gig or not.
Nice.
Sorry, I laughed through that. Read that again because I couldn't.
2021 is the year for a new one of the rings and a dollop that I can use for my first gig or not.
I don't know what it means, but it sounds so nerdily perfect.
Justine, 2021 is the year for me and my family to go on the road and get my car. And I have a lot to deal here for the rest of the day.
Well, we appreciate you joining us on your very busy day.
Yeah, that's a lot. Did you pull that up or did me? Oh, did I? Did me?
Summer, 2021 is the year first to be part of the series for this death.
Wow.
Morbid.
Got dark.
I'm gonna get off of that.
Even got
one.
an emoji in there. Those were good. Very
Jason's okay, drunk. 2021.
No, you got to do it drunk.
Okay, go ahead.
2021 is the year for this morning to get the most important thing in life for you to do. So when I have a lot to say to myself.
Okay.
All right.
Let's just
moving on.
Move on with our lives here.
Uh-huh.
It's your favorite time of the day, John Curtis.
Main story?
Oh, you know what? I guess we should do that. Why is that on not on either of my pages?
Yeah, let's do the main
not
story.
Not your favorite time of the day.
No, not yet.
But you are going to get to show us something fun.
Oh, yeah. So,
Okay,
go ahead.
Well, I'll say, like all week long, John has still been watching those reaction videos to the Luke Skywalker moment in Mandalorian. And he even showed me some, and I'm still tearing up watching other people react to it. We just keep finding new ones and new ones and new ones.
I've watched maybe a couple hours of these reaction videos, which is great because I get to relive the same moment on The Mandalorian too. So I'm still emotional watching these.
So
here's a couple.
Here's a couple of
just
favorites.
to refresh your mind.
Damn. Don't be Ahsoka. Don't be Ahsoka. Don't be Ahsoka. What?
Okay, that guy goes on to ugly cry for like 10 minutes. And every single moment of it's none of it's fake because some of these reaction videos are very produced and like
you can tell.
This guy like every moment is personal and deeply felt for him. And he is awesome.
I want to see that whole video when we're done.
I have it. Seriously, he is amazing.
Maria says the slow cry got me.
Yeah.
It's so great. The reaction, the notice.
It's cathartic. I just love watching him.
But it made me wonder about, I want to discuss our studios and our filmmakers their creativity being stifled because they're trying to cater to the fans. So like neither of us liked Last Jedi. And he tries to be nice about it now, but at the time he hated it. He didn't even want to get the Star Wars presents I gave him. He was done with Star Wars forever after Last Jedi.
No.
Harley can attest to this. She's right here.
You agree with me, right?
She's like, don't drag me into this. But but then you talk about The Mandalorian, where they actually gave you the moment you wanted in Last Jedi, really.
Yeah.
And everybody across the land, across the world are doing reaction videos. So Last Jedi, he did what he wanted, didn't care about the fans. Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau doing what the fans want is working better for what we want.
So I think to answer your question, I'm going to pose this question.
Okay.
Do you think the season ending of The Mandalorian with Luke Skywalker would have been received the same way had Last Jedi not existed and Luke was ceremoniously killed off?
No, of course not. If he was a big Master Jedi, badass in Last Jedi, you would have gotten that what you wanted, because that's what you wanted. That's what you were so mad about. You're like, I can deal with the stupid cows and all that weird space cow stuff, but you didn't like that Luke was just killed. He's just dead. He used too much force.
Just talking about it makes me angry.
I know. You just wanted him to be a total badass, and so no, it wouldn't have been the same. But that doesn't make up for the fact that Rian Johnson still did whatever the hell he wanted, didn't care about the fans at all.
But it's his right to do so. He was asked by Kathleen Kennedy, "Hey, write this original script. Take us to the next chapter." So so what you're asking is seeing the fans react the way they did.
Maybe part of the problem with Last Jedi is that he went so far outside of the box of what Star Wars is, like trying to be different.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. Because if you look at like Cobra Kai, they're giving us exactly what we want, but we're not even asking for it. They could literally do almost anything and we're fine with it. As long as they don't like kill Johnny or Daniel, or something like that.
Just don't even say it.
I know, right? But I'm a filmmaker. I make stuff. Summer's on here. She's executive producer of our last movie, the movie you're in, Playing with Beethoven. There's a lot of times I did stuff or didn't do stuff because I was like, they were like, oh, you don't want to do that because classical people know that song, so you can't do this or that, So we cater to the fans sometimes, and I think there's a little mishmash of what I would have really wanted to do.
Well, I think to answer your question, you just have to walk a line.
I look at Wonder Woman. People felt like they weren't given what they wanted, but Patty did a great job of making a story she liked.
What do they want? You can't. I think that's a bad analogy because you don't. You know what you want with Wonder Woman? Like after watching an origin story, it's your carte blanche essentially. Like
no, I do agree with that.
With Luke Skywalker, you have, I think, a little more respect. You can be as creative as you want, but a little more respect needs to be paid to the material and Luke, the character.
Yeah,
I think they showed that in Mandalorian. And they incorporated some really original ideas with the child.
But what about the other franchises outside of this? Or not even franchises. What about just like a regular movie? I don't like, it's hard. You really have to use franchises because that's really where the fan expectation comes in. So like Avengers, for instance, there's a big debate over whether or not there should be a new king, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what I believe now, Disney has officially said there's not going to be anybody replacing Chadwick.
Well,
but a lot of people are like, oh, but what if his sister became
Queen? I'm okay with that.
But it's like, so should Disney cater to the fans and what they think they want, or should Disney go, no, we're going to make a really great story?
Well, with regard to that, I think there's debate within the fandom, so you can't satisfy everyone. Now, there's no debate about, obviously, watching everyone's reaction. There's no debate about Luke Skywalker. He is beloved. He is the GOAT. Okay.
Well, so is Black Panther. He is beloved by everybody. I get that, but I'm saying, so what do? Do you please the fans? And also, there's always such a divide. Like, some fans think he should never be replaced, and some fans are like, but we need a Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
And some fans are like, well, if we're going to do a new Black Panther, then make it a woman.
Okay.
Make it a sister. Like, there's all these debates. So how do you make that decision?
You can't.
I mean, we know there's gonna be another Black Panther. We know that's coming.
Yeah.
I think in years you could reboot it and then make a new Black Panther with a new person. But I think it needs, we need 7 years, I think, before that. Do like a Spider-Man where you reboot it every 2-3 years.
I think that's why Marvel can get away with doing whatever they want, because the Marvel Cinematic Universe is just wide open for any sort of reality.
Yeah, I don't know. I had issues with the final thing too, and everybody liked it, and blah 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 blah. Summer says, "I agree with John. This is our fine line. Music is a bit different. But McKee says you can't cater to fans. There's too many different opinions.
Yep, I agree.
But I do think we go back to Luke though, and there is no difference in opinion. There's nobody who loves Star Wars who's like, I hate Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist.
You like Luke Skywalker?
Yeah. So I think that's where you can't, yeah.
Fight.
Like you could love Marvel and hate Tony Stark or hate Iron Man.
Right.
But you can't love Star Wars and hate Luke Skywalker.
You can't.
It doesn't
Show me
work.
that guy.
You can hate an actor who plays a character in Star Wars, like say Christian Haydenson, and think he was too whiny. It could have been the dialogue, whatever it was written, blah.
I go back to those movies. I like him. He gets a bad rap, but especially in Revenge of the Sith, I really like Hayden Christensen.
You know, after watching Twilight again recently, Maria, I said it, Twilight. After watching Twilight recently, I actually think that what's his face who played Edward?
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson.
Batman.
Robert Pattinson would have been a really good Anakin. More than Christian Haydenson.
Let me imagine Robert Pattinson saying, I hate sand.
There's dialogue issues, let's face it. Which also comes to before you put his comment up, you were talking about how George Lucas is going to be more involved in Mandalorian now.
Well, there's some of my nerd news out the door.
Well, I mean, it kind of relates to this though. Yeah. Like he's probably all about trying to make fans happy in some way. I love everything George Lucas has given us, but I don't know that
Howard the Duck.
Well, at the time I did.
Oh my God.
You don't remember liking the movie?
Revelation.
I loved that when it first came out. I watch it now. It's so bad I can't even get past the first 10 minutes. But I'm just saying, like, he gave us Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
But Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are taking it to such a high level.
He wants back. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to talk about it instead of at nerd news.
Okay.
Is George Lucas coming back to whatever he's doing, be more involved in The Mandalorian? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? No one knows more about the Star Wars universe than Dave Filoni, except for George Lucas.
But I don't even know if George Lucas knows more because Dave Filoni, no, but I mean, you can laugh, but seriously, because of all the new stuff that's come out, all of the comic books, all the novels, all the cartoons, Dave Filoni probably knows more than George Lucas now.
He's fleshed it out in such a way, and like his vast knowledge, like encyclopedic knowledge of the universe, probably eclipses George Lucas. But George Lucas could say something, and that's it's canon because it's coming from my brain. All Jedis are...
I mean, look, I'm not going to hate on the creator getting to come back and be involved. I just hope Dave and John still do what they believe, not just do something because George Lucas has said it. Mm-hmm. I don't think we should be pleasing the fans. I think we should be... Because what's happening, other than the Luke Skywalker movie, yes, it pleases the fans. But what they're doing is they're creating such good storytelling that everything is pleasing you.
Yeah.
So you don't have to do something just to appease the fans.
Right.
I want to go back to our comments. Jason Smith says the story will bring the fans. The story is weak. Then the blowback will be severe. Don't write a story to the existing fan base. Write a story that complements the world that was created.
Ooh.
Exactly. That is so good.
Oh.
I think we should quote that and put that on Twitter. Because that's really good. I love it. But on Robert Pattinson as Vader, Maria says, ha ha ha, I just picture Vader with sparkling skin.
Oh. Ay, ay, ay.
All right, let's go on to your favorite time of the day.
All right.
This is the
I could have danced with you, but your dance was so just perfect that I had to watch it the whole time.
Kate Carson agrees with Jason Smith.
On the that
was a great comment.
Great
man.
comment.
Great.
I
just hope Jason Smith. I just hope George doesn't J.K. Rowling the franchise.
Look, I get it.
Meaning what? Meaning what?
Well, like Harley is one. She didn't like the new Fantastic Beasts that J.K. wrote. I actually really, really liked the latest Fantastic Beasts. Harley said she didn't like Cursed Child. We definitely got to give her a microphone.
Yeah.
But okay, nerd news.
Okay. For my nerd news, get my paper. Okay, what do you think about Punky Brewster coming back?
I think I knew that was happening. Here's the thing. So I used to love Punky Brewster.
Yeah, who didn't?
Loved. But Soleil Moon Frye, the last time I saw her, she was punching Joey in the arm repeatedly.
I remember that too. I had to go back and see
her very much.
what has she been doing since Punky Brewster, and that's the only thing I could think of was the Friends episode.
Yeah.
Let me ask another generation. Do you know Punky Brewster?
I does not know Punky
Does
Brewster.
not know. So it's,
Justine, do you know
Soleil.
Punky Brewster?
oh yes, that's a good question, Justine. So her husband on the show, ex-husband, is going to be Freddie Prinze Jr. It's going to be on NBC's streaming service. Get this. The streaming service has a free option. You just have to watch commercials while you watch the stream of the show, which we've come full circle.
Oh, I'm
eliminating commercials. Commercials are back. Incorporated.
I actually thought we could do that, but I tried to, and like with there was like Saved by the Bell or something. We couldn't even watch it with commercials. Like you had to unlock it through the paid service. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they changed it. I don't know.
According to the story I read.
I am fine with commercials to get things free because there's way too many streaming services. We've gotten to the point now where we're actually paying more for cable to watch everything we want to watch.
I know.
So we got HBO Max to watch Wonder Woman and just watch whatever we could. And I did watch, if you do have HBO Max and you like romantic love stuff like I do, it's kind of a dark, grittier romantic love stuff, but Anna Kendrick stars in Love Life and it's on HBO Max. And I binged that in like a day. Like I could not stop watching it.
So you're allowed to binge your stuff in a day.
Well, you weren't there. The problem is we're trying to always find a show for each other to watch together.
I know. You guys
and then
recommendations?
We run out of stuff.
We need stuff. Justine, to answer the Soleil Moon Frye question, Soleil was also on Sabrina the Teenage Witch. And yes, I grew up as Punky.
Oh, okay.
All right.
On the Wonder Woman note, Wonder Woman 1984 is bigger than Hamilton. Watched more than any other 2020 streaming video release.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder Woman.
Wow.
So I would say that makes it successful.
You know what? I want to go back and revisit the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I forgot to mention this. I loved Kristen Wiig. I thought she did an amazing job as the bad guy.
Because I wasn't even a fan of her that she was going to be in it. I was like, I'm not going to take it seriously, but she won me over right away. Like frame one.
I thought she was fantastic.
I liked her.
Loved her. More nerd news. So we talked about George Lucas being more involved in The Mandalorian. Mark Hamill met with Lucasfilm execs and is open to a return. So what does that mean? And do you want to hear my fantasy brain just explode? This is my perfect world scenario if this happens. Oh God. A Luke Skywalker series on Disney Plus, where Luke, as himself, the Mark Hamill, who is now in his 70s, as Luke Skywalker, before he dies unceremoniously in Last Jedi, plays himself talking to his apprentices, his Padawans, whatever, and then flashes back to his Sebastian Stan self.
Man, everybody wants Sebastian Stan. Luke Skywalker's friend. I would love a series where it's basically that time frame before we meet him on the Rock with Rey.
Oh,
so
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Right. So we'd actually see the rise of Ben Solo to be
exactly. You just added a whole new level to the show.
I would see it.
Ben Solo training.
Yep. And we would get to really see that transition.
Mr. Filoni, Mr. Favreau, watch the show.
What is Adam Driver? Is he really busy? Can we get him to do this show? I mean, Ewan McGregor's doing a show, so don't be all snotty, Adam. Go do the show that we're creating right now that we're telling Dave and John to make.
Artiste.
If you back on my Love Life thing, Malia said, "Love Life is so good." It really was.
Malia, Justine should watch. You guys should have a show circle, friends show circle together.
Oh, like a show that's all about fun girly things?
Yeah, and love and
Malia's also dark though. And Love Life is like love and dark, which makes sense that she would love it so much. Do you have any more film and TV news?
Yes, I do. So, we were loving Discovery, Star Trek, and Anson Mount played Captain Pike on that show, and we talked about his spinoff. So it's happening. It's going to be premiere in February. February. Frick that word. And it is called Strange New Worlds. Did you know Rebecca Romijn was number one? When number one appeared on Discovery, was that Rebecca Romijn?
Oh, I don't even remember, babe.
Anyway, she's part of the show. Do we think this is a saturation of the Star Trek market, or are they doing the right thing?
I think they're doing the same thing Star Wars is. Like, there's enough Trekkie fans. I mean, Summer's here. She's probably like, we can't get enough. Summer, did you do the CBS streaming stuff, or you may have cable still? I don't know.
So this is for Summer and the Star Trek fans out there. On Netflix, I just came across recently, even though it came out in 2016, a documentary about Spock and Leonard Nimoy. Did you see this? It's amazing. I'm only halfway through it, but I'm loving every second.
I think there's so many Trekkie fans that, like, if you make a good show, like we couldn't really get into Picard. We tried, we wanted to, because, you know, of course, like, why would we not? But we couldn't really, we only got like through a few episodes, lost interest. But Discovery, I'm not even a Trekkie, and I loved Discovery.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a Trekkie, you must be just eating this all up.
Consume.
The problem is it's on CBS, so we have to wait until the show finishes so that we can buy CBS for the month.
That's true. They need the free option. Jason Smith says 3 nerds on the Cuddle Couch podcast.
You have to. I saw that, but I was going to set it up. But you forget that we have a podcast listening audience that doesn't know what the hell you're talking about.
All right, set it up.
Jason Smith has a name for the show with the 3 girls talking about love and romance. And it is called
3 Nerds on the Cuddle Couch, which could go in a vastly different direction.
Of course, boys would think that. Or never mind. Summer says, I have cable. I don't do streaming because I would never get anything done. True story.
Yeah, that's a big time suck.
Any more film and TV news?
My last bit of news is nothing.
I have a kind of a gaming meets theme park news. So Lost Continent is at Islands of Adventure. I don't know if you remember this, but remember to go to Hogwarts, you had to walk through this weird, like, sort of Parisian kind of thing or something, and nothing's happening there. Well, it's rumored that that's going to become a Zelda ride.
What?
So it'll be like a Zelda land.
Want,
I
need,
figured
need,
you'd like
want,
that.
need, want, need.
Then I'll really get you to go back to Florida.
Oh, we're going. ASAP. You're happy about that?
Okay. Well, we have some really big nerd news. That's why I'm sure everybody stuck around today.
What you got?
Really big nerd news. Why don't we, which button is it?
Nerd news?
No. The show start. I'm Jen Page.
And I'm John Curtis.
And we're 2 engaged nerds in a garage. Look what happened, guys.
It was a good New Year.
She
said yes.
Let's happen. It's a little bit of delay, so we're gonna wait for them to catch up.
There's a.
Well, Summer also said she's in for Florida, so she'll join us on that. So, Kate's head just exploded. So, guys, this is honestly how I always thought it would happen.
Hey, your daughter's on.
This is how I always thought it would happen in real life.
Right. This is
Harley. Play the video.
Come on.
Shut up!
Where is everyone?
Why aren't you here? Quit dying!
We should get married.
Cool.
I honestly thought that's how it would go. That's not how it went. Oh, Christina says, I'm literally crying. Oh my gosh. Did my mother keep a secret?
What?
I'm so impressed.
Yes.
Lots of congratulations coming through. Thank you guys. Justine, woohoo. Kate, that's awesome. Congrats, you lovelies. Summer, congratulations. Lots and lots of wonderful congrats. Thank you guys.
Mr. McKee, no, she is not pregnant.
Fact check in case because she was pregnant. Well, apparently because we're having the baby and then the baby and the baby. But the funny thing is, I want to tell the story how it really happened. I actually wish Harley was on mic right now because she could really dive into details on this. So John Curtis and Harleen Delirious one day were like, we're going to go get you a Christmas present, basically. And I was like, no, I don't want you to buy me anything. That's really stupid. Just stay here. We only have a couple hours together. And he's like, it's only going to take me an hour to go with her and pick out this Christmas present.
This was a real argument. It took like a half hour to get out of the house.
I was so mad because we didn't have that much time together. And I wanted to hang out and play video games.
I wanted to take her daughter, Harley, who's sitting to the right of us producing, and pick out a ring.
Oh, wait, really quick. No, no, baby. No, baby. Let's clear this up.
Oh.
You confuse matters with your stupid predictive text and then fact checking of Brian McKee.
Yes.
No baby.
No baby. No baby.
Anyway, continue.
Got out the door with you still fuming angry.
I was like, whatever. I'm going to go shopping myself. And I literally did. I went and shopped and bought stuff for myself.
Yes. So we picked out a ring, which was flashed up on the card there you saw a minute ago. There it is again. And go ahead, take it from there.
So I guess he planned on doing it on Christmas
Yes.
Day. And my daughter, who knows me very well, said, you should. She loves Christmas.
I
It'll be
know,
perfect.
but like you weren't feeling well.
I was feeling fine. I don't know what he's talking about. I wasn't feeling well. It would have been magical. She said, you were like, no, she won't like it because it's too whatever cheesy. I was like,
I was in my head.
met
I was in
me?
my head, but then I got out of my head on New Year's Eve.
Did you? Because then on New Year's Eve, there was nothing happening on TV. There's nothing to watch. There's nothing to do. You're just sitting in your house trying to stay awake.
So
we were trying to play games with the girls.
My plan was to wait till the stroke of midnight and do it then. But we're getting tired because we're old.
We were going to stay up till midnight. He's making all the excuses up to make himself look better.
No. So I moved it up a couple hours.
So anyway, he goes, I'm going to get the girl, because Harley's stepsister was staying over with us for that night. So he's like, I'm going to get the girls and we're going to play games. We're going to play Jackbox. I'm going to convince them. So he goes in and he shuts the door, and I'm figuring he's in there trying to convince them to play games. And I'm like, it's never going to happen. They're never going to come out here and play games. And then he shuts the door. And he comes back out. He's like, they're not going to play with us. No, actually, you didn't even say that, because you came out sweating. He came out like, okay, so he comes back in the room and he's like sweating and he's red and he's got on like his Christmas sweater. So he's just like, he just looks like he's just freaked out blob of like sweaty red mess.
It was not.
Oh man, I wish I could have filmed it. And I'm like,
what's wrong with you?
Literally, I'm like, what is your, I didn't say it out loud. I was just like thinking like, what is his problem? And he starts saying these nice things like, baby, I love you and I want to stay together forever. But he's kind of saying it under his breath because he's so nervous. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, okay, me too. Meanwhile, literally laying on my back on the floor of the living room because my back hurts.
Yeah.
So I'm laying on the floor. And
Moment of beauty.
And he's just like, he's like, you keep saying all these things. And then he's trying to get something out of his pocket. He's fumbling. He's forcing. And I was like, what is wrong with you? What are you doing? And he finally gets on like two knees. And he pulls out this ring from his pocket, mind you. And then as he's pulling out, he's like, will you marry me? My mind is immediately thinking, this is like one of those bubble gum rings you pull out of a little toy.
She thought it was a joke the whole time.
I thought it was like a Star Wars thing where
point.
he thought it was just funny and he was being silly. No, we're not going to go there yet. We're going to continue with our story before we go to comments. Is that okay?
I was going to mention the one thing that happened while.
Okay. Oh, yeah. That's right. That's right.
My jeans ripped as I got down on my knees, right in the ass crack.
It was
not even
big
joking.
rip, but I didn't hear it. But he's apparently in his head going,
So I
oh,
heard
God.
it. I felt it. And I'm like, oh my God, this is
like,
happening.
did you
I
hear
can't
that?
Did you hear that? So of course that just makes me sweat more and shake more. And I'm like, this is terrible.
And then like, I'm like looking, I'm like, I still don't see if the ring even has a diamond because he's holding it weird. Because he didn't use the box or anything. He's just like holding,
because
my daughter's dying right now. You should always use that camera.
Everyone's, I didn't use the box for a reason. The box had words on it. It had collection or something on it. I didn't like the box, even though it would have been nice to do that.
I think he could have covered the box. I would have not even noticed the words because there's a ring in a box.
Anyway, so I'm fumbling out of my pocket and I get the ring out.
And so he asked me, and I'm like, at this point, I'm like, are you serious?
No, your words are you joking right now?
Because I realized at that point, oh, this isn't a fake ring. I think this is a real ring. I think he's actually asking this, but it was just so weird.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you're like, no. And I'm like, are you being serious?
And I said, yes.
And I was like, I wanted to comfort him at this point because he was so sweaty and nervous. I was like, oh, so I hug him and I'm like, and you're like,
is that a yes? Because I don't know still at this point with my ripped jeans.
I'm like, duh.
So eloquently put. Did you do that? Nice. Okay.
So everybody is gonna ask that story. I'm gonna just make them watch this retelling because I don't want to tell it 100 times. But we tried to make a recreation video of it. But John was being so serious in it, and it was like coming off way too endearing. I was like, no, that is not how it went off. We can't play that video.
So as part of that, and maybe we'll show this in the future if the nerds are lucky, but we filmed the way I thought it should have been. And I gave a speech off the top of my head.
I was recording him, and I was literally tearing up during his speech that he was making up at that moment.
So when we were filming the ideal way I should have proposed, I actually came out with a really good
let us show it. You didn't want us to show it.
Well, there's something for the future.
But it was very sweet. And I would have really liked that version. Or I don't know, let's go to Hogwarts or let's.
Yeah. I know.
Also, it's really funny because he's so nervous that even my daughter, who knows me very well, and he knows me, they were like, we should get some kind of nerdy ring. But John talked himself out of it. And he got a very traditional ring. And I'm like, why? I don't understand. Like, you know me better. I
figured we could save the band, the wedding band.
That's not it, because I gave him that idea. He's trying to make himself look better right now. You were so in your head about it. Like, we can't. You've known me for over 4 years. You know me better than almost anybody.
Whatever. She said yes.
I love it. It's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I just think it's funny how much you talked yourself out of things during the whole process.
That was a big mess.
Even though Harley was there going, do it, do it, do it. Jason, a beet red, sweaty John with ripped jeans, and she still says yes. Very impressive. I want to go back up and see comments we might have missed. Oh, Chris Edgar. Oh, somehow I thought you were already married. Might as well have been. Summer said, I thought, where's that? I missed it. I can't find it. But she says, oh, my babies are getting married.
Actually,
there it is.
Harley was putting a couple of those comments up.
Oh, I wish I'd seen them. Kate, you should. She loves Christmas. LOL.
So there you go, nerds.
Andy did the same thing with the ring. Bless their hearts. That's what they say in Texas when you do something stupid, but they're just trying to be nice. Bless your heart.
Also, that's a way to.
Maria says, I am dying.
Also, a comment Harley put up.
Christina says well, we have to read them because our podcast listeners don't know. Christina says such an awesome nerd moment. LOL. Malia, this wins. Well, thank you guys for indulging us in that
nerds.
story.
Thanks
for sticking around to hear the news.
Welcome back. Welcome new year. 2021 is giving new meaning to storming the castle. Crazy times. There's a meme out there. I should have put it up for the nerds.
Kong meme?
No. I think I sent it to you this morning. I sent it to the guys. There's Darth Maul has the double bladed thing.
Get it.
So Darth Maul opens up one end of his sword and it says 2020. And then he opens up the other end. It says 2021.
So meaning we're just gonna get ready
just
for more
another weird, crazy year. Yeah, someone didn't say Jumanji.
We forgot. We were all supposed to say Jumanji at midnight, and we all forgot. So we're stuck in this stupid game. Dave Hoffman says, "My predictive text predicted your announcement, the year of the ring." Yes. Oh!
Predictive text.
Nice, Hoff. Nice.
Predicting.
Okay, before we go, please remember to go to our mailing list, please, and get on there. 2nerdsshow.com. And
tell your friends.
If you haven't subscribed to us on Apple Podcasts yet, just
Did you guys just hear Alexa there? Or Google?
Google is like telling us to do things.
Alexa, play 80s music.
No, Alexa. Babe, okay. Now YouTube's going to kick us off for having
Oh, yeah.
Alexa, stop. The show is we've lost all control.
I'm trying to make people's Alexa and their homework.
Okay. We're going to end this before we're
off the rails.
Our heads explode. So thank you so much, Harley, for doing our first show.
Yes,
we hope
you did an amazing job.
So much easier with you here. So go ahead and do that last video and take us out. Bye, nerds. You've been listening to Two Nerds in a Garage podcast. If you're having fun nerding out with us, please subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Rate and review as it really helps others find the show, which helps us. We're also on all of your other favorite podcast apps, as well as on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
This show is supported by our listeners just like you. Please visit twonerdsinAgarage.com to find all the ways you can help keep supporting us, including our merch shop and direct donations through PayPal. Thank you again for being on this hero's journey with us.